You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast, and this is show number 415, the Sunday the 19th of June 2022.
Where dreams begin.
Right, so we have a feature which is all about Disney Cruise Line. Because you all know I've got a very exciting cruise coming up this August with my jolly good friend Anthony Markham. Hello, Anthony.
Hello, my dear. You've been busy this morning.
I have indeed, and I thought, do you know what? Let's record a little bit of a podcast to talk to our listeners all about what and where and how and when for a Disney Cruise Line vacation.
All right.
So first things first, the earlier you book a Disney Cruise Line trip, the cheaper it is. We booked our cruise round about this time last year, I recall.
I remember you messaging me with a great surprise and a great rate.
Absolutely. And the reason we got a great rate is we booked the very last departure in August. And my top tip is try and go out of the school holidays if you can, because the prices do come down. If we were to book a couple of weeks before, up towards maybe end of July through the mid of August, the prices were quite high. However, we got an absolute, well, when I'm saying bargain, I'm not meaning a bargain because a Disney cruise is not cheap. However, we got a really good deal. And I did a little bit of research, Anthony, and this is going to surprise you. If we were today to book the very same room category on this cruise we're going on in August, the price would be £1,500 more.
Oh my gosh. Wow, it really does pay to do it very early.
It is incredibly rare that Disney Cruise Line will reduce rates for their summer sailings. Other times of the year, obviously not Christmas, but other times of the year there will be availability where you can maybe get an odd deal here and there. But on the whole, if you're able to book a cruise as it's released, do it and you will save money. The reason why we booked this cruise is you originally were coming over to England and we were going to go to Disneyland Paris, and then our friend hit good old COVID and that got thrown out of the window. So instead of going on that excursion, I sort of tried to persuade you to maybe consider a Caribbean cruise.
And when you came back to me with that price, I mean, you had me.
So let's talk a little bit about the price and what it does involve. Obviously, you have got your 7 nights on the Disney Fantasy, which is an amazingly beautiful ship. We have got a veranda room, which I think for the Caribbean is a good call, because if we want to have breakfast out on the veranda, it's beautiful. And if we want to see Castaway Cay and have a Mickey bar and wave goodbye as we sail away, we can. And I know a lot of people just want to be on the ship, and there are some sailings that I would probably say, do you know what? Get an inside one, get on side, just get on the boat. For me, for this one, for the Caribbean, a warmer one, and also if you're doing something particularly scenic like Alaska, I would always say, no, get that veranda. And with you being a first-time Disney Cruise Line sailor, I wanted you to have the best possible experience.
Thank you for watching out for us, dear.
I try my best. Breakfast, lunch and dinner are done slightly different. So breakfast and dinner, there will be at least one of the restaurants open where if you would like somebody to serve you for your breakfast, you can do. Or there is the alternate of the quick grab and go eateries, or even the buffet cabanas. And the food quality in cabanas, I hate buffets. I am like the worst person for buffets. But you know what? At cabanas, the food is amazing. It's really good, and there is such a variety. It's fantastic. So I'm sold on that.
Okay.
All your beverages, your soda beverages, your tea and coffee are included in the restaurants as well, so you don't have to pay for them.
Good.
Disney do something unique though for your evening meal. They do rotational dining, And their version of rotational dining is on the Disney Fantasy. There are the different restaurants that you can attend, and you get given a rotation for those particular restaurants when you go to the port and check in person. So you could have, for example, night 1, Animators, Enchanted Garden, and so on. And you will get to eat at all 4 at least once. 3 of them you'll get to eat twice. Now, when you move a restaurant, your serving team moves with you. So they really get to know what your likes and dislikes are, and they will do everything in their power to help you. Say, for example, they know that you like a root beer with your meal. First night, they'll ask what you'd like. Second night, it'll be probably there waiting for you. If you like perhaps a chamomile tea at the end of your meal, they'll get used to that. They'll get used to what you can and can't eat and what your food preferences are. So if you see on the menu there is something particular that you can't decide between, whether it's, for example, a steak dish and a chicken, they'll get them both. My top tip, and this was brought to me by the lovely Mark Peter, is I like to have every dessert on the menu. Just because desserts are my life. It's my jam. And they always got used to me on the staycation last year is, how many desserts do you want to try tonight? And I'd always ask every night for a side sundae, so that if the dessert didn't come with ice cream, I could put some of the ice cream onto the dessert as well. So that's a top tip from me. You can also request in the dining room a Mickey bar as your dessert as well.
Oh, okay.
And if there isn't anything on the menu for the particular restaurant you were in, you can always get something from the kids, the lighter option, or you could request something from one of the other restaurants. All the menus are there on your app, so have a little look before you go into dinner and decide what you want.
Oh, that's helpful. I didn't know that.
And another thing as well, if you get the salmon dish and you're not particularly keen on it, perhaps it's got a sauce that you don't like, they'll go and get you something else, which is really good. They'll always come back and say, oh, what do you think to the salmon? Oh, I'm not too keen on it. What would you like instead?
Ah, perfect.
So they absolutely tailor the food to you, and the service is impeccable. Those servers work their behinds off to make your food experience absolutely top notch.
Excellent.
So moving away from all of that food, Anthony, we also have other things that are available to fill up your day on the cruises.
Okay. Let's talk excursions.
There are so many, and you can literally fill your vacation with different excursions every single day. Now, for us, we've decided to pare it back, and we have got one thing that we really, really wanted to do. And would you like to talk a little bit about that one?
Yes, both you and I wanted to explore Dunn's River Falls at our Falmouth stop. I had been there 5 or 6 years ago, I guess. And I had a knee injury at the time, so that was not an appropriate activity for me. Had you been to Falmouth before?
I had, but I decided not to do that excursion because I myself had a knee injury. That's something else we have in common. We've both had knee surgeries.
Yes.
So the pair of us had missed out on that opportunity. So, yeah.
Yes, we definitely wanted to make that happen. And we have selected a 4.5-hour trip. Isn't that right?
It is. There's all sorts of different incarnations as well of it, isn't there?
Indeed. Yes, there are. Some we would be gone for much longer, and both you and I wanted to take advantage of our time on the boat too. So we went with the 4.5-hour trip. We'll hike up through the forests and to the top of the falls, and yeah. We'll feel like we've accomplished something.
Absolutely, and we didn't want to pay the extra to have food in Jamaica because we've got food on the boat. So we'll head back to the boat and hopefully get a few rides on the aqua coaster on board. Exciting!
Exactly. Let everybody else get out of the way.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about the ship, because when everybody's out on their port adventures, it gets a bit quieter.
Mm-hmm. Now, what special stuff do we need since we are taking this adventure?
We need water shoes.
Okay. And
we need to consider something about our keeping our things we have with us dry.
Yes, yes.
So as much as we can leave on the coach, but I'm just thinking of things like my mobile phone. So I am going to invest in one of those little round the neck things that you can put your phone in that is totally triple E waterproof, and I think that's the good thing going forward for me.
Yeah, good tip. Yes.
Because obviously at different parts of the waterfall you might just want to sink into the little pools and just cool off a little bit, or we might accidentally trip. So yeah.
Okay, good tip.
But I don't think there's anything else we really need to have with us. Maybe some water to drink before we do the experience, and then some water back on the coach, rehydrate. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's the scene where at the beginning of the falls from that very famous James Bond scene as well.
Look at you. I didn't even know that.
Yes, Ursula Andress played alongside Sean Connery as Honey Rider in Dr. No, and it was filmed right there. There's a picture over on our website if you don't believe us, disneydreamgirls.com.
Yeah.
Underneath the mango tree, da dee dee dee. And she's in that little bikini, and James Bond's eyes nearly fall out of his head. That's where it was filmed.
Huh. Well, thank you. We'll have to look for that location.
And we won't be replicating it either, because I'm no Ursula What's-Her-Face, and sorry to tell you this, but I don't think even yourself would want to replicate James Bond.
No, I can't do that.
We can try. We'll give it a go.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Filter on the phone. Okay, so there are lots of different things you can add on to the Duns River Falls. You can do some tubing, you can do lunch, you can add in all sorts of other things, and this a little bit of everything for every pocket as well, because there are some excursions around the $50 mark, some are quite a few $100s, going even beyond if you want to have your private tour. You can pay it out. Obviously, we didn't decide on that because very budget conscious.
Yes, because we're doing a lot of things.
We're doing a lot of things as it stands this morning. Disney allow you to book these kinds of things at a certain number of days out prior to your cruise. They allow people to book by the number of cruises you have previously done. So I, for the moment, am a silver cruiser, whereas Anthony's never cruised before, so he has to wait a little bit more to book his. But because he's sharing the cabin with me, it means that I'm able to book little things for us at 90 days out. I got up because the window opens at 12 a.m. Eastern, which is 5 a.m. for us in the UK, and I literally went on a giddy shopping spree of all of these wonderful, marvellous things you can book, and there's some of them that are brand new I've never seen before.
Oh, which ones were the new ones?
There's one called Kickstart Your Day Beverage Tasting.
Beverages. I like that.
It's a 9 a.m. start.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second day of our vacation, and what better way to start the day than to indulge in some alcohol? And we'll be able to sample and learn about their signature mimosa, Bloody Mary, and 3 non-alcoholic craft juice beverages in this unique 30-minute experience.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I've never seen this booked before, and I was really excited, and I thought, ooh, let's book that one.
Yeah.
So that's at 9 o'clock. After we've sobered up a little bit from the mimosa and Bloody Mary, we're going to hit straight into Paolo Brunch at 10 a.m.
The legendary Paolo Brunch.
The Disney Fantasy has 2 upscale restaurants, which you have to pay an upcharge for. They have Paolo and they have Remy. Paolo Brunch used to be a buffet, and you'll have heard me speak lovingly about this smorgasbord buffet. Well, now it's table service, but you can literally order what you like, and the food is amazing. The restaurant is beautiful. The service is fantastic. And I thought, well, this may be Anthony's only trip on a Disney Cruise Line. I don't know. He may be converted into loving it and going every year. But I wanted him to have a really good experience of the upscale restaurant, so I had to book that one.
Thank you for doing that and sending me information about it. It looks divine.
It does. We've booked a few other alcohol packages as well along the way. We're not sure which ones we're going to keep and which ones we're going to cancel off, so we won't really go into detail about that. But we have booked one that I am really excited about, and this is the chocolate and liqueur tasting.
That's right up your alley, dear.
Absolutely.
Desserts and alcohol, yes.
Something sweet, and it says it's the exquisite pairings of rich chocolate with premium champagne and liqueurs. C'est magnifique.
That's going to be nice.
I think that, to me, is probably a better one than doing the champagne tasting, because I get the champagne, but I get something sweet to go with it.
I agree, yeah.
So that's a keeper.
Now, is that a new one for this one as well?
No, I've seen that before, but I've never been able to book these before. And I think the reason why is the prices have gone up quite significantly. This one is now $50. When I've seen it in the past, I think it was $30. The prices have gone up, and I think the reason why it's not all sold out for us silver cruisers is those higher up cruisers who have done cruises more and more have probably thought, the value's not there. I still think at $50 for having, 4 or 5 alcoholic beverages and 4 or 5 little sweet treats has got value. Plus, you're getting educated as well.
I think it'll be a good value, yes. And a beautiful experience.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I did mention earlier that I wanted you to be able to see the wonderful Remy restaurant. So I have booked something that, again, I've never been able to book before. It's never been available. And that was the Remy dessert tasting. Now, this is a 5-course dessert menu with coffee and an in-depth discussion with the executive chef and executive pastry chef of Remy. And they present the dessert and tell you a little bit about the history and the evolution of these classic desserts.
That's going to be phenomenal.
And it gets you inside Remy to see how amazing it is. Now, top tip for Michelle, she's going to make sure she has a very nice handbag with her on this day, because the handbag gets a special little poof to be rested on.
Oh, I thought you were going to smuggle something out.
Well, last time I'd left my really expensive designer handbag at home, and I had to go to Remy with a Kipling bag, which wasn't really the atmosphere I was wanting to portray with the really nice outfit I had on with this bright purple rucksack. So yes, this time I will be taking my Kate Spade little Minnie Mouse bag with me so it can sit on its own little poof and enjoy the meal as well.
And be set with elegance, yes.
Absolutely. Now, because we're going to Remy and because we're going to Paolo, you are going to have to make sure you have the correct clothing.
Okay. Tell me what type of attire I'll have to have.
This is actually written in American. So for me, there are some words that make me giggle. It says You've got to wear dress pants. Now, to me being English, dress pants are fancy knickers.
Okay.
I am guessing it means trousers.
Yes, that's what it means.
Yes. So you're not turning up in your Calvin Klein underwear, you're actually wearing trousers.
Oh, good. And I can't wear my swimsuit.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Yes.
You've got to wear a shirt. A jacket is optional, so you don't have to wear a suit jacket, but you can if you wish. So I think that's pretty doable. I have seen people going into Remy wearing tuxedos in the past. It's as dressy as you want to make it, and nobody looks down at you. But obviously, there are certain things you can't wear, such as jeans, shorts, caprice pants, sandals, flip-flops, or tennis shoes.
Okay.
The women, you've got to wear a dress or a pantsuit. Again, a pantsuit to me would be probably like a knicker and bra top combo. I'm guessing it's a trouser suit.
Yeah, it is a trouser suit, yes.
And again for the ladies, no jeans, shorts, capri pants, sandals, flip-flops or tennis shoes, and don't even think about wearing Crocs.
Oh, Crocs.
So we're going to have to make sure that our wardrobe is prepared.
Which, not a problem for me since I'll be driving, but That'll be a challenge for you because you'll have your 2 weeks in the park before, and then this. You're gonna, whew, that's gonna be a challenge.
No. I've got a Disney theme parks 2 weeks case, and then I've got a cruise line case.
Okay.
I've decided in my cruise line case I'm going to have all my nice Disney dresses and a pair of shoes I can wear on a night, along with swimwear and some shorts. And then I'm going to have my theme park attire. I'm not really taking a lot of smart clothes for the theme park. I think wearing beautiful dresses and skirts in August is a bit of a bad move.
Oof, yes.
So I won't be doing that. But before we go into the Remy dessert offering, I was able to snag one of the hardest to get reservations on the alcohol tastings, and that was Mixology.
Ah. We'll get to try a little bit of everything, right?
A little bit of everything and be entertained in the beautiful Skyline Bar. I am so excited for this one.
I mean, I'm just eager to expand my at home bartending skills. So this is a great get for us.
Absolutely. Next day, we head on out to Castaway Cay, and we've been energetic. We've said we'll do the 5K, and we're going to hire bicycles.
Yes, we got to exercise some to make us feel better about all the stuff we're going to eat.
Well, don't worry about that because there is an amazing gym on board. And I know you're an early riser, Anthony, so you can plod on out and do 2 hours a day and be happy as Larry.
Yes, and just be quiet.
Yeah.
Don't disturb Michelle.
No, Michelle won't be getting up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym, but I do like to go to the gym and burn off a little bit of the excess food, make room for some more, and I have been known to run round the running track on the decks as well.
Okay.
So we've got plenty of options. So Castaway Cay Day, we've booked, it's our last night eating dinner, and we've booked the Paolo dinner, followed by bourbon tasting. And I'm guessing that's not biscuits.
No, not bourbon biscuits. It's Anthony's favorite type of bourbon. Yes.
That's Disney Cruise Line. So let's think about what you should take. We've mentioned about some of those really important things for the high-end dining that we're going to do. Obviously, we've got to think about the normal restaurants, you know. Perhaps a cover-up to cover up the swimsuit as we're going in and out of cabanas for something to eat. Thinking about, I don't really need to take a hairdryer because there's one in the room. Saves me some space.
Indeed.
Ladies, you can take a curling iron or hair straighteners. They're allowed, but most other electricals are not. So don't be taking an extension cable or anything like that because Disney will take them from you and give you them back at the end of the cruise.
How's charging for devices in the room?
Plentiful. There's plentiful. Okay. Us from the UK will have to bring one of those special adapters that can plug into the wall because obviously our sockets are different. But yeah, they're allowed on board, but they won't allow those multi-strip charger things. There are loads of sockets, there really are, so that's not going to be a problem.
Okay.
But they are very, very keen on making sure that no electricals go on board, such as an iron or a kettle, because you don't need these things. If you're wanting a beverage in your room, you ring room service and you give the person who brings the hot tea or coffee or food just a couple of dollars as a little thank you for the items that you've got delivered to your room. So you don't need a kettle. And if you want anything pressing, your room host will do it. Again, just give them a few dollars.
Perfect.
So you don't need those electricals. You're also not allowed to take on board any naked flames, such as candles. And another top tip, if you're sharing with a friend like I am, and you never know, you might get a bit of digestive unhappiness, maybe taking some special sort of bathroom potpourri or those sprays that you can get just to freshen up the bathroom.
Okay.
But the good thing is about Disney is the room category we've got a split bathroom. So there's the shower bathtub combo, and then in another room there's the toilet sink combo. So I think it's great when you're travelling with friends that you can have that little bit of space to do the business, if you know what I mean.
Yes, that will be. That'll be nice. Yes.
It will indeed. I always like to bring some bits and pieces to decorate the room door as well. I have been busily organising a few bits and pieces on that already. I've got a little pile in front of me with some magnets and bits and pieces. We're going to decorate our door because the wall of the door is one big magnet, so it's fab to put some pictures up and let people know a bit about your Disney.
You're so crafty. Thank you for doing all that.
I'm going to try my best, put it that way. Now, I could speak for hours on end about Disney Cruise Line. I'm not going to. I think we will put a little bit of a bow on that and end it off there. But if you do have any questions about the Disney Cruise Line and want to know more, or want to share some top tips from me and Anthony, because I don't know it all, it would be really useful if you got in touch. info@disneydreamgirls.com or on Instagram and Twitter @DisDreamGirls. But until next time, it's a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.